Hey friends, Myth friends, I want to show you how you can use a Google Meet to record your podcast. So the first thing we can do is we'll just and using our Chromebooks, this works really well. You can just type in meet.google.com and just say join or start a meeting. Just click continue. You don't need to give it a name. And what I do if I don't want to be on the screen, and that's okay because it's just a podcast, is you can mute or turn off your camera and join the meet. And here we are. I'm in a meet all by myself. I don't need to add other people. If you're working with a partner on your podcast, this is the time you would add them and then get into the space together. And again, you don't have to have your cameras on. What's nice is then when you're ready to record, now I kept this open and I'll show you how to record. You come to the three dots, click the three dots, click record meeting, and then just make sure that everyone who's in the room accepts. And then once the recording starts, I'm going to come over here to where I left my script. Hopefully it loads. There it is. And here's the script I wrote for the podcast. So I would just begin. Once I record, I would stay quiet and then I'd come over here and then I would just read off what I wrote and explain a little bit. Maybe I change some things as I talk, and that's okay. And then when I get all the way done reading my script, I come back to the Google Meet and I go back to the three dots and I click stop recording. And so it says, stop recording this meeting. The recording will be saved in Cheryl Gustafson's Google Drive. So it will save it in your drive. If you are working with a friend and you invite the friend, the video of this podcast will still go to your drive. You'll just need to share it with them once we're done. So you click stop recording. And it took me about 10-15 minutes after I recorded for it to show up. So let me show you where it was in my drive. So in my Google Drive, I clicked on recent and it brought up this video file with all sorts of silliness for letters. So I'm going to check to make sure this is it. And there it is. And it does work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name by right-clicking on the file. And you can rename it. Hopefully, there we go. And I'm going to call it Miss G's Black Panther Podcast Example. And then I'm going to say, okay. So now this is here in our drive and this is great. I want to show you how to get it into back into our slide. So you're going to come down. Now you guys will insert yours here, but I'm going to put mine right here. So I have my mouse. Hopefully this is working. There we go. And I'm going to go to insert. And I think I pick video, even though we made a podcast. Let's see what it takes me from. And then I'm going to pick the recent folder. And here it is, Miss G's Black Panther Podcast Example. So I'm going to click select. And I have some options for video playback. I want to turn link sharing on. That's an important thing to make sure everyone can listen. I'm not going to worry about any of those options. Oh, it hit it over here. So let's move that. Shrink it down by pulling on the corner. And there is my example podcast. So I took you from the process of creating the Google Meet, learning how to record it, how to go back and keep your slides up so you can come back and look at your script. When you're done recording, go back to the Google Meet and turn off the recording. Wait 10-15 minutes, then go into your recents in your Google Drive, and you will find the podcast because it'll be like a red video icon. Open that, make sure it works. If you like it, right click to rename it. So it names what you want. And then we just go back to, I know, so many steps. We go back to the podcast and you come right here and you can click insert video and then go to that recent folder where you saved it and select it. Okay, then you can move it around on the page if you need to. Hopefully this was a helpful little tutorial for all of you. A Google Meet and recording it is a great way. You don't have to have your camera on at all. You and your partner can have your conversation, or you can just be you talking and share your ideas. I'm really excited to listen.